quick. It's not quite light enough for me to go out yet because I have to go to the post office. I need to get there before 12. I want to first thank everyone for all of their purchases. We had a sale on additional 20% off Love 2025. The sale is over now, but we had an influx of orders that came in between last night and when the sale ended. And so I want to get to the post office this morning before 12 to get all of those orders shipped off because the post office is closed on Monday. But I thought it would be cool to take y'all and with me. I come down in my seed starting room. I always do checks on my seeds. Basically, when I come down here, I'm checking to see what needs to be watered. I'm looking at everything, and I'm also making a note of what I got to do because I do need to start separating some plants out that we started from seed, like the Roselle. These were a little bit older seeds, and so I did 2 to 3 per cell tray. And so now I want to pot them up, but I also want to separate them. You have to think about that just because you don't want your plants fighting for nutrients. I was looking for the moringa in the last video, and here it is back here. I also want to pot up some of our geraniums that we started from seed. I want to pot up this fern leaf lavender and zatar that we started from seed. So when I come down here, I'm really checking to see what needs watering. And I've gotten really good, y'all, because all I have to do is just lift up on this and just feel the weight of it. Like this needs to be watered. This is getting light. This is still heavy, and you can see from the top it has it's watered great. This is lettuce seeds, also arugula, and a musclin mix right here. I started these seeds the other day. This is the dill, the cilantro. I will tell you parsley takes a while. That's why when I put these in this container, like these are 6-packs. So I'm able to like move these off if I need to. And then we have the Resina calendula that we put in our herb garden. I'm also checking, we just did a video about how to start a herb garden for under $10. We use these right here, so I'm going to check that. This is the coconut core medium that they have. It still seems to be moist still, but I'm also doing a comparison, like I told y'all on the video, because normally I have a seed starting mix that I love and I use like in my own cell trays like this and this, but this is the Dollar Tree mix, and I just want to see because I just shared with somebody. So I tried these, and I'm always researching and trying. That's why I tell y'all, I am not going to recommend anything until I have tried it, and if I really stand by it and like it. I will tell you, I'm trying out these kits right here. So we finally got the celery to pop up. You see these at the stores. They're like the peat mop pellets or something where you wet them up. I don't like these. It feels to me, or it seems to me, and I know celery takes a little while, but it feels to me like they just take too long. I don't know if any nutrients are in there or what, but it just seems like it takes a lot longer to come up. We got some rose mallow that we started from seed as well. I mean, they're convenient as far as picking up and potting up and planting. Like normally I'll use my little butter knife tool and get these out. They are convenient as far as, okay, you just pick it up and you plant it, but it just seems like they took forever in these to germinate versus, and I know it all depends on the seeds, versus in the cell trays like this. That's just my opinion. I might try it one more time. But yeah, I'm not a big fan. So I also said that I had to go ahead and we're going to do a feeding of some of the ones that have gotten their true leaves, like I'm going to go ahead and feed these again. I don't use the full strength. Let me show y'all what I use, just in case you didn't watch the video. We use this for our indoor plants when we start them inside. I don't use the full strength, especially like not on our herbs either. And then I don't want them to like grow too fast, because a lot of these still have a ways until it's able to go out. Now, it was my intention to go ahead and start planting out. I did harden off the nasturtium. We got those planted out. But it was my intention to harden off some more of our cooler weather plants that can withstand the cooler mornings. But I just looked at the weather app, and it's going dropping back down to 20 next week in Atlanta. And I'm like, gosh. So a few of these are going to have to stay in here still. But I also need to pot up. Like, I need to pot up these geraniums. So when you're starting seeds inside, you have to think about what you're going to do. That's why some of these I left empty, because as I pot them up in some of these 4-inch trays, I'm going to need this space right here. But I definitely have to pot up this tray of geraniums right here. You see how they're starting to come out? You want to give them enough room, because this is where they'll start getting root bound if you don't. So all of these, and this is like a 40, so not all didn't germinate, but I would say a good 35, 4-inch 4-inch pots I'm going to have to use. I also want to pot up this alyssum right here. This needs to be potted up, and this needs to be fed. I love alyssum. It has a really sweet smell, and we're going to be using these in our containers, the 3 containers that we have by the workshop. So I started these from seed, and the geraniums are also going to be in that same container, but I'm also going to put the geraniums near the roses too. We're doing a test this year to see if we can combat those Japanese beetles. So I definitely have to pot those up. So I'll move this heating mat, and then I'll probably put those there. The hibiscus, I might wait about another week to pot those up. Bachelor buttons, those were some of the cool weather plants that were supposed to go out, and they're going to have to wait. So I'm going to give them a little liquid feed today. And then we have some pepper plants that we're going to pot up. These were from our kits that we have online. This was the Pizza on the Patio kit. So pretty good germination. And we're going to pot those. We'll pot those up as well. The bonsai basil, I started these in these little, I started them in soil blocks. I potted them up in these. I potted a few up in these trays right here, but I think I'm going to take the rest of these, because do y'all see how big they're starting to get in here? So we're going to pot those up and put them in a bigger container. So these are all the things that you have to think about when you're starting seeds inside. And so I just wanted to share that with you. So today, the ones that need to be watered, we'll go ahead and, because I don't think I've fed the plants in about probably maybe 2 going on 3 weeks. So we'll feed them with this, the ones that need to be watered. Excuse me, y'all, between today and tomorrow. We're going to start potting up a lot of these plants that need to come out, these smaller cell trays right here, and pot those up. And then let's see. I'm going to split. So these are the roselle that we started from seed. These were my own seeds that I saved. Still great germination. They're older seeds, but great germination. Normally, I tell y'all to cut the ones you don't like off at the soil line, but I'm going to try something new. I'm going to get it out, and you can clearly see a distinct separation right here. So I'm going to take my butter knife and very carefully try to split them in 2. I'm probably only going to do a test on maybe 3 of these just to see how they bounce back. And then if they do good, this is how I do a test. Because I did that for what plant did I do that on? I did it on one of the plants, and they really bounced back. And so I'll probably take these 3, split them, separate them, see how they do. If they do good, then we'll split the rest of them. If they don't do good, then we'll just cut them off at the soil line. Hello, CC's Texas Garden. How are you this morning? And so this little plant too, this is going to go in our container plant. This is the one we had last year that we started from seed. And it's a great, let me let y'all see the name because I don't even want to mess it up. But it's really a slow grower. It's a slow grower, but I'm hoping that by the time it's time to go out, it will like just take off. The leaves are going to get silvery, but it's a great trailing plant. And we had these in our containers by the workshop last year. And I just happened to go to like a one-off garden center somewhere. And so when I looked up the name, I actually bought the seeds online and I was like, you know what? I have got to add these in here. So our containers are going to be this plant, the geranium plants, and we have the cordyline plants that are already in here. So once the pansies get done, we'll switch it out like that. But I love starting from seeds because oftentimes you cannot find, the garden centers in your area, in my area, they're going to sell or they're going to bring in stock what sells the best. And you're going to get the same variety. So that's one of the reasons why I love starting seeds, because some of these we are not going to see unless you go like to a specialty garden. And so these right here, we're going to let continue to grow on. This is like the deal. I got another container deal that I'm going to try out today too. And then I love cilantro. And so that's what we're going to do today, y'all. And then we got some lettuce seedlings that are coming up right here. I am going to pot up this fern leaf lavender. If not today, definitely tomorrow, because I feel like I've babied this lavender, because we got a video about starting lavender from seeds. I know a lot of people take cuttings, but I always like to challenge myself. And when people say things are hard, I'm like, well, let me just see. What I will tell you is, if you haven't watched the video on starting lavender, I did put it in the freezer to simulate a cold period, and then we soil blocked it because lavender are really tiny seeds. So I started off with the soil blocks. I put them in these containers, and now I feel like I need to pot these up. The same thing with the za'atar, which is very similar to oregano, but we started all of these here, we started from soil blocks and we potted them up. And so you just have to think about, when it's not time for the plant to go out, like what are you going to do? Because let me tell y'all what happened. This was not my intention. I'm gonna go back over here. It was not my intention to have these goji berry plants in this seed starting room, but I went to, I want to say Sam's, and I got the 2-pack, and they were still in the box that they come in, but I noticed they were starting to leaf out, but one of them was dying. And so I'm like, I gotta get it out this package and I got to get them planted. And so that's why these are in here and these are out. But they've been growing pretty good. They have. I just want them to like get a little bit sturdier. But that's the only reason why I got these big pots in here. Normally, you'll just see my soil blocks, and this one I have to water too. These are this is horehound, I want to say. Yep, this is the white horehound. We potted a few of those up. But a lot of your perennial herbs, they take a little while longer to come up and they grow very slow. So the reason why I like soil blocks too is you can pick them up individually and just pot them up. So this is like a horehound that came from over here. So as they grow, like I'm going to pot this one up. That's right here. I'm going to go ahead and pot that up. And then like now, all of a sudden, I see some more germinating. So it's like a sporadic germination. That's why I won't move it. But I did pot this one up. It's like 3, and one of them I think it's going to bounce back. One of them was looking like it wanted to check out, but it looks like it's coming back. And then these right here, in the back. This is the viola. These are the edible flowers that we're going to be putting in the herb garden. And I started potting up some of the bonsai basil. So I'm slowly but surely taking it out of these little containers. These are really good, like if you soil block and you have those little blocks and you want to pot them up, but you don't have like a whole bunch of room right now. These are really cool right here. And then I got a lemon eucalyptus that we started from seed. They said the germination rate on the package was really good, but I've only had like 2 to germinate, but they smell good. Oh, you didn't like the taste of goji. I'll be honest with you, I've never had goji berries. And for some odd reason, I always like to try, like every year I'll try something new. So I was like, let me see what they grow and what they taste like, because, I heard that they were good for you. And that's why I'm like, get out of the store, because this was like, when I tell you these goji berries were like a sporadic, it was very sporadic. I was like, looks interesting. So we'll see, but I do need it to like get sturdy, get very, very sturdy. And another one that's starting to come up, that's why I said it takes a lot of the perennial herbs so long, is the valerian root. I'm only getting like one of those. And a lot of and I did say, I don't know if I told y'all or not, this one is not my favorite. These right here, I rather use my own soil starting mix. I don't know. It just seems like I bought about 3 sets of these. You just put the water and they expand. But for some odd reason, from me, just like looking, it seems like it takes it a long time to germinate, like the plants. And I've tried several. So I don't know if I'll be buying those again. Okay, so I just wanted to show that to y'all really quick. I'm going to get up and go to the post office because when it opens, but I do have to pack some orders because I want to get them off because the post office is closed Monday. But I'm going to, when I do come back, I got to get busy. I do have to pot up. So if you watched our video from Lowe's, I got maybe like 2 more roses that I need to pot in the plants, and then we'll have all of those done. And it's going to be an amazing weekend. What I have been doing is cleaning out a lot of the raised beds, just pulling it out. And so we're going to start one more round. That's why I've been starting these leafy greens. We're going to start one more round of leafy greens, meaning collards, kale, lettuce. I may try broccoli again. I may. The broccoli was going good, and it's easy to start. It will, but they were starting to get heads, and y'all know Atlanta area got snow. Just got snow. And evidently those varieties did not do good with the snow because the broccoli head had like frozen and was like mush. So we pulled those up. So I'm going to really go through my seeds this weekend and just get one more flush of leafy greens before we start thinking about the spring and summer plants, because they'll be here before you know it. I did want to start the pepper seeds, which are doing good, but I got to start some tomato seeds. I don't know what my problem is. I don't know why I haven't started them yet. So I'm going to do that. I got a new eggplant that I want to try, but I'm only going to do one. I like eggplant, but not like all of the time. So I might do one, no more than 2 eggplant plants. So I hope you all have a great weekend. Let me go ahead and get these orders shipped out. You have a great weekend, and we'll talk again soon. Bye, y'all.